Still alive. everything burnt, all cars burnt. No single ambulance. One thing we call Nigeria, look at. No single ambulance can come and rescue lives. This is Ikeja, run for charity. Beside Total police station. Look at. This is live. This is 11:31. No ambulance could save life in Nigeria. No ambulance. No ambulance. Look at this. People are born. No emergency van is working in Nigeria. No emergency van. No emergency van is working. More people are still born inside. More people are still inside.
What is really happening to my camera these days? Okay, let me try and bring the camera back in, because perhaps I'll have to make some adjustments from the back to constantly keep it on. Okay, let me just do that. Continuous. and I will do that way. Yes, you are going to see my face very, very shortly. You will soon see it. Yes, I'm almost there. Okay, now here we are. Yes, I am back. You can see my head is right at the top end of the stream. Yes, because I am sitting on a very high chair. I want to keep this way rather than sitting down very comfortably in the smaller chair. Good afternoon to each and every one of you. Yes, I am back once again today. I'm yours truly, Frank Bello. Yes, we're going straight into episode number 81 of The Bleeding Edge. The Bleeding Edge that was conceived over a year ago. Yes, if you're not passing any comment, I won't be able to recognize you, even if it is high, so that at least I can acknowledge all of you that are on the stream, you, my avid viewers. Episode 081 of The Bleeding Edge is what we are going into. Today is Sunday, the 18th day of the 7th month of July 2021. The time approximately in London where the stream is being showcased across the whole world is 14:04, 4 minutes past 2 o'clock in the afternoon, London time. I salute you and I welcome each and every one of you to today's stream. Yes, Helen Ashinobi DK, Wilson Adams. Wilson Adams, you've probably been a very small, silent viewer or listener, should I say. Yeah, Olubumiyo Wale, Yoruba Nation Now, Motund Adeyemi, good afternoon to you. John Utuk, good afternoon to you. Atif Oladipo Usman, yes, these are my regulars. I can easily close my eyes and identify them. Alaji Usholade Oladoshu Alakufo. Tower Artist, I'm seeing that name. You're watching the stream on YouTube, so I'm seeing you for the first time. Thanks for joining the live show where your eyes, people's eyes, are opened. But it is very brutal. It's not that easy on Frank Bello's show. Yemi Foluke, good morning to you. You're probably on the other side of the pond in the United States. Peter Touch, Falake Alawiye, another of my very top regular. Nwadike Eberechuku, another very top one. Yeah, more comments are coming underneath. Debbie Topwell, okay. Good afternoon to you. Yes, episode 81 of The Bleeding Edge is what we're going into. Yeah, I'm streaming simultaneously onto Liberty Media Communications, HALLO magazine, and the same thing is shared on my personal page, Frank Bello. Equally streaming onto my Twitter feed and at the same time my LinkedIn. So it's crossing, it's cut across literally all the platforms. But definitely if the opportunity is available sometime on Instagram, I'll equally do that simultaneously onto my Instagram account as well. You're all welcome to episode number 81 of The Bleeding Edge. See, I saw it a long time that Nigeria has been bleeding for a long time. I am going to go into the menu of some of those stuff that I've got lined up for you. In other words, the menu of what we are going to talk about this glorious sunny afternoon in London. But before we do that, I want to take you through the scripture, the Holy Bible. And I want you to please, although you are not expecting this basically, but if you've got handy your Holy Bible, please turn your Holy Bible, your scripture, into Isaiah 5 verse 20. Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, chapter 5 verse 20. Bamidele Michael Akorede, you're welcome. The book of Isaiah, chapter 5 verse 20. I'm going to start and I'm going to tell you exactly what the book of Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20 says. It says, woe to those. Did you hear that? Woe, in other words, it's a curse. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. It is a curse. See, when I started my very first podcast, okay, just a minute, guys, you can see my light flashing there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring back my picture, that picture, and I'm going to put mains into that overhead light, and I surely will soon join you. Yes, I'm almost ready now. That's sorted, and I am coming back straight through to you. See, the curse, woe unto them, those that I am referring to basically when it comes to that woe unto them are those lots. See, as for me, I repeat, as for me, I don't have any problem with any kings, at least in Yoruba land, and perhaps in other parts of the world. Perhaps in other parts of the world, the method of selecting kings, if a king is in that lineage, may be different to ours in Yoruba land. But in Yoruba land, apart from the fact that politicians, they've destroyed the crown. Politicians did. Politicians, because of their greed and their hopelessness, those people that I showed you their picture earlier on, They destroyed tradition. I don't have any problems with traditions. The people I am taking my own battle to are the politicians. They are the ones that are in trouble with me and not any other. I'm going to go into some areas because it seems, because we don't have accurate and appropriate records to tell our children and to tell others that don't know anything. That's why this person will come twist history to suit his own purpose, his or our own purpose. And that is very dangerous. Some records are kept, some are not kept. Some are verbal. See, all these guys here, woe unto all of them, because they've called evil for good. All these leaders that you're seeing, all of them. All of them. They've called evil for good and good evil. They've called darkness light and light darkness for the people they had to rule over. And that's why the anger of Tetragrammaton Sabaoth, the Lord of Hosts, will visit each and every one of them that's still alive and their generations. Those that are dead, their generations, and those that are yet unborn in their generations will equally pick the curse and the spiritual debris their forefathers left behind. Woe unto all of them. Yeah. Woe unto them. So it was. When I started, I said love. Black people don't love themselves. See, the things I have in store for you today, because we're going to look into that area too. You see, the act of love and how one can discharge love to better humanity is completely absent. From the genes of the black race. A white man will never tell you this, and I continue to say that. White men, if they say that, you will label that white man as being a racist. But I am one of you, and I am telling you the gospel truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, because you as black people on the surface of the planet, you are renegated. You are useless. You are nothing. I'm one of you. There's nothing you can do. And I'm going to prove that. See, I don't usually, I want to limit the time I spent on Facebook and any time I come on live. I want to show you something that you've never seen before. And I want to take you through a different level of how you should see things in the real world. In the real world, not in a world that does not exist. In other words, a virtual world, the real world. The real world is different from the world that you cannot see. What have I got in store? I've got something in store for you for this man today. Yes, there are some things you don't know yet. That too. You can see that clearly. You can see that. We're going to go there. And then we're going to go here. No, we're going to go there. I've lined up some video clips that I'm going to show you. 60 bloody odd years after you got independence. 60 years. And you'll then begin to patch things up. Why? I said unto these people, woe unto them. We'll be going into that. Some video clips surfaced into my possession. We're going to examine those video clips in relations to Gani Adams' utterances. And when we start examining Gani Adams' utterances, that is going to take us back into the agitation and how Gani Adams came into the agitation. Was Gani Adams genuinely interested in the Yoruba nation, or was Gani Adams, or is Gani Adams is particularly interested in the financial inducement that is contained in the agitation, knowing fully well that the population of the Yorubas in the diaspora is what both Gani Adams and Banji Akitoye and a whole loads of them are looking into. We're going to go there too. We will analyze those video clips. I got some that came and something else. We're going to go there. And then I may probably wrap in Igboho into it and some of the things I saw at the time. It might not be really comfortable with a lot of people, but do I really bother if you're not comfortable with the truth? That's up to you. That is your own, that's your own headache. That's your problem. Thank you. Guys, if you don't comment, I won't see you. I can see loads of you on the stream right now. Esther Adetong Ewetuga, you're welcome to the stream. Thank you. All right. Let's look at this. You see, the Ileya festival is just round the corner. Few days to Ileya festival. Fine. We all celebrate Ileya festival with the slaughtering of the ram, and the ram traditionally when it is slaughtered used to be given out free. You see, back in those days I will definitely post your comment, Tower Artist, when we get to that part of treating Gani Adams. Yes, I will surely post your comment. Ileya Eid is just around the corner. See, growing up many years ago, we always look forward to the Ileya meat. Especially, you know, the Ileya meat is fried in such a special way that it is a special fry that you want to eat the meat, and you say it is even fried and it is even kept for days. And what we normally do with the Ileya meat is that I think that's the only time I use the meat in taking my cold gari. The Ileya meat and gari, oh, it is balanced. I've never seen anything that is as balanced with Ileya meat and gari, especially gari jebu, gari to pon. Oh God, heaven. Yes, I know. I've not seen you for some time. Yes. If you can catch up, yes, it is nice. Okay, where am I going? The governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, disbursed, get it straight, disbursed 10 million naira each to every local government in Oyo State for Ileya Festival. So in other words, each local government got 10 million. Each local government. Okay, that means the 10 million is probably meant for some high profile people in each local government or so. I'm going to do something here. And I did that yesterday. And what I did yesterday was I went into that to check the total number of local governments in Oyo State. Oyo State had 33 local governments. Okay? Starting from in alphabetical order. Afijo, with its headquarters in Jobele. And Afijo was created in 1989. Afijo has a total number of 10 wards. And the area population census of Afijo is 134,173 people. And the land mass of Afijo local government area in square kilometer is 800 square kilometer. There's something I'm going to extrapolate and bring out of this. Now, the second one in alphabetical order after Afijo is Akinyele local government, with its headquarters in Monia. And Akinyele local government area was created in 1976. Perhaps, yes, 1976. Looking at that date, we're looking at Murtala Mohammed Olusegun Obasanjo's regime. Now, Akinyele local government area has got 12 wards. The population of Akinyele local government, 211,359 people, according to the 2006 census. And the total landmass of Akinyele local government area is 575 square kilometer. So Akinyele local government area, in terms of its population density, it's got smaller landmass but heavily populated than Afijo local government. It goes on and on up till 33. So Seyi Makinde then earmarked 10 million naira each for every of those local government area in Oyo State. Esther Adetomewe Tuga, you said you are taking me to Ijebu-Ode for Gari Ijebu. I easily get Gari Ijebu from Nako. I've got it. I've got Gari Ijebu, and you see, in the absence of Ileya meat, if I usually go up to this Brazilian shop to get my steak. So if I get my steak, and I love my steak well done, so sometimes I'll just treat myself with Gari Ijebu and the steak just alone. Yes, I love that. Yes, back to where we were. So 10 million naira for each local government. Okay, irrespective of the landmass, irrespective of the population. Okay, so the 10 million naira that Seyi Makinde gave each local government area for Ileya, I presume is for the chairman of each local government to disburse. Maybe the word that Olubadan is, and some others in Oyo State will have to, some of the money disbursed will be used to buy ram and then perhaps given as gift to the Obas. It is fine. But I would have thought that it should have been the other way round, because even if you want to do something, I consider that as abuse, because if you calculate the 10 million naira that Seyi Makinde gave out for Ileya presents to each local government of 33 local governments in Oyo State, 10 times 33, 10 million times 33 local government, we're looking at a huge sums of money that's gone straight into Ileya Festival. We're looking at 330 million naira. Wow. For just 1 year, the government of Seyi Makinde in Oyo State spent 330 million naira just to celebrate Ileya Festival in each local government. But the same local government, each local government that we are talking about, their schools and hospitals are in shambles. Ngeti Queen, you said the Jebu is there too. See, am I making sense here? 3, for just, you see, for a festival, Ileya Festival, that is only 24 hours. 24 hours, the whole day. So that means Seyi Makinde's government burnt Oyo State money in 24 hours. Burnt down the drain. $330 million in 24 hours. That's exactly what that translates to, if you don't know. But in the same Oyo State, the roofs of each and every of those schools are leaking. No roofs in the classroom. No chairs. Hospital, zero. James Coker, you are too fast. You are asking whether he's going to give the same to the Christians in Christmas. No, they don't give anything in Christmas. They will only say to you, you should imbibe, because they don't slaughter rams in Christianity. They can only, Sheyi Makinde will just come out, and many of the leaders, both Islam and Christians, they will only come out and then preach to you, Christians, that you should imbibe the spirit of Jesus Christ when he was alive, the spirit of love, the spirit of forgiveness. That's what they'll come to preach to you. I'm not stupid. No. No. You see, now, I am looking, guys, I'm sorry to have to tell you, I am looking at what 330 million naira will do. If Sheyi Makinde, so they've got that kind of money somewhere, and they've got schools decapitated, roads bad, nothing to show for democracy and for our existence as a nation in 60 odd years. Is that not stupidity? Do you think, and do you honestly think your leaders, they truly love you? Do you think your leaders, all these tamborobas, all these morons, these ones, do you think they really love you? What exactly have they done? What have they done? Let's take it up from the man that first truncated the political process, from Agu Imronsi to go on and to the incumbent. Do they really love you? No, they don't love you. The reason those military heads of state and all the blood you see kill themselves and then take over the mantle of leadership is because of the crude oil that is abundant in the south for that matter. That's why they kill. That's why your life as Nigerians does not mean anything to them, because it is all about them and not you. That one. Look at that one. Look at these two. Two sons of Niger Delta left Rotimi Amici, 55-year-old. Right? Timipri Silva, 56-year-old. One, Rotimi Amici, governor of Rivers State, 2007 to 2015. 2 terms governor. Now Minister of Transportation. 2015 to date. constructing railroad to Madras in Niger Republic. The one on the right, Timmy Prey Silva, another Fulani leaker, is building pipes from the south to Niger Republic, where the oil from his region will be refined. And that one on the left, Rotimi Amici, will bring that refined crude oil from Niger Republic back down to them, only to be sold at exorbitant prices. Classic example. The schools, the road, the hospitals in their area, they've never built. But they are building infrastructures for the Fulanis in the north. Typical example. You can call me on the show. If you know you want to call on the show, let me switch on the voice over internet protocol for you guys. If you want to call in or you want to make your voice known, that's the number. I'll leave that on for some time. That's the line to call. Oh yes. Yes. Yeti Queen, 330 million. 330 million naira, you said. Let me post your comment. Ayeti, you said 330 million naira will repair all damaged schools in Oyo State. That's exactly what I am looking at. See, whilst health sector is deteriorating and people are dying of preventable diseases, I am surprised that Sheyi Makinde, that ought to know well, should have known exactly where to channel his resources. Schools, shamble. He was once there. Bola Ige too was once there. Bola Ige carried out the 4 cardinal programs of the Unity Party of Nigeria when he was elected governor of Oyo State, before Oyo State was then split into 2, and then Osun State was carved out of it. $330 million naira Sheyi Makinde spent on 33 local governments of Oyo State as their schools are in disrepair and decapitated state. The hospitals are worse than a mortuary. The mortuary in the Western world, the morgue in the Western world, is better than the hospital Sheyi Makinde preside over in Oyo State. So I don't have any problem with Obas, the kings. The people I have my own grievances and my own problems with are your hopeless and ruthless, nasty politicians, your governors, your presidents, your ministers, your commissioners, your palmsecs, because they are the rogues and they are the worst of anything that can ever happen to any black race, because black people don't simply love themselves. They don't love their people. Because if Sheyi Makinde loves the people of Oyo State, Sheyi Makinde would have known better that 330 million naira will do magic. Will do magic. And you see, the magic that will probably do is the fact that the spirit of those children, the spirit of those that are sick, will pray for him secretly, that everything he touched, even after leaving office, will prosper. But they don't see that. They don't. They don't. It is so sad. It's not only sad, but very, very painful. $330 million. Ganiu Ojofolarin, you're welcome to the stream. Esther Adeton Ewetuga, you posted and you said, it is ridiculous and shameful. Anyone that wants to celebrate Ileya Fest, I believe Ileya Festival is a personal thing and it is a spiritual thing for a lot of people. You want to celebrate Ileya Festival, you cannot afford to buy a ram. Next year is always there if God spares you. It is a personal thing. I see no reasons why it should then become government's liability. Fine, during Babawolowo's period when he was premier, Babawolowo made provisions for those that cannot afford Hajj, to which the state had a budget, and then took care of those Yoruba people that wants to go to Hajj, but they cannot afford that. That is fine by me, because some of them perhaps are foot soldiers of the action group as at that time, and some of the Obas and some of the other prominent people. Yes, I support that. If the resources is there and it is not up to the same racket that is currently being dispatched, this is fraud. Now, 10 million naira disbursed to every local government. What gives you the impression or the probability that those local government chairman or chairmen will then disburse the money accordingly? So you think those local government chairmen, they don't know how to chop, Abi? When governor is chopping and you've just suddenly given them 10 million naira in that local government for Ileya Festival, are they going to use their own initiatives, or you are going to direct them on how they will spend the money? You are wasting your time. The local government chairman can decide to gbese le owo now. It is pretty hot today in London. We love it because vitamin D. Yeah, we'll take all the necessary vitamin D that we need. Tawa Ateis, you said it is very painful. James Coker. By 1 year, no more schools anyway. The terrorists will lock the schools up. So says James Coker. Mary Nadi. You said, Frank, those people back home worth our energy because while we are fighting for them, they're still following those politicians like mad instead of fighting them. I think the equation is going to change. Before, they were unable to see the light. But so long as we continue to bombard them with information that they need to equip themselves, the game plan will change. It will change. Okay, now let's go into, I have this video clip that let me first of all start with this one for you. Let me see that video clip. Don't forget, we're going to treat Gani Adams, and I will be handling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu MNK's case last. I want to show you this. I think it is actually here. Yes. This one. Let me see. Where is it? I think I got it somewhere here. Yeah. Let me first of all show you this. Look at this. To buttress exactly what I have been saying. I think this particular video clip was sent to me from the same Oyo State. Look at. You see, the same Oyo State and the same Nigeria, they can quickly budget 330 million, but look. See? What's the essence of 330 million naira that will be consumed in a day, as opposed to the same budget that will keep generations on if well spent? Let's bring in this one. See, yes, let's bring in this one. This is the flood that is currently on, and this is Nigeria 2021. check this out, guys. Yes, let's see this. Look at this.
Greetings from Lekki Expressway. Yeah, we're swimming right now. Can you see where the car is? Yeah. Yes, so this one is real Aluwe. Ojasi Gota, Ole Jasi Ocean, you know. It's the ocean things. Look at.
See?
It's scary.
60 years after independence. 60 years after independence. I'm going to bring you another one. Here's another one. 60 years after independence. Here's another one.
Hey, Lagos, see what
Let me do it this way.
Hey, see Lagos. See what
Just a minute, guys. I will have to rotate this. Yeah, I will have to rotate that bit for you, because it is okay. Let me do it this way. Do that. Okay, let me try and see now if it is going to play now correctly. Let's see. Okay, let me take it back. Yeah, you get that because I just got them raw and I decided I was going to use those materials. Here is the other one that got into me again. I think this one is from the air. Let's see if we'll get that right. Yes. Oh, it is the same as well. I will stop it and then see if I can rotate this as well. Let me see. That. Yes. I think it is okay like that, actually. Okay, let me rotate that again. No, just a minute, guys. I need to get this correctly. Okay, I need to get it correctly. Okay, it is upside down, so I have to rotate that by that. And again, let me do this. We should get there. Yes, I've got it. I think I've got it right up to what I want it to be. Okay, now guys, let me do this. I'm going to take it back and enjoy it. This is it. Wow, where are you? Come on. Okay, here we are. Here we are. See? Lagos. Nigeria.
Anyway, I hope it will extend to or is it within our own? See that blue car in our camp? Now it's gone as well. It's not gone yet, but
see?
It's getting there.
Yeah. You've seen that one. So the worst is yet to come. let me go somewhere else. I think it should be here. That, and then yep, that one. Okay. Yeah, where is it? The yeah, this is it. And I'm going to, when I saw this, I couldn't believe my eyes, guys. I tell you what, I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm going to stop that, and I am going to bring it in. What you are about to see is the new rail line in Oshodi. Train cannot move because of the flood in Oshodi. You will see this yourself. Here we go. Yeah. Where is it? Come on. Okay. Let me bring this back in, and let's replay the video clip once again. Okay, let's do this. Yes. Look at this is Oshodi. See, this is the train, new train.
You see the way that the train is moving. You see as death is slowing down the train movement. Everywhere is flooded. This is Oshodi. The train has been on standstill for over 2 hours. See, so unfortunate.
You see that? Train. See? Train. 60 years after independence. Bloody odd years. 1960 to 2020, 60 years after independence. In a country coded with 369. Ruled by vagabonds in power. Them lot. They made the lives of every Nigerian hell. In Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's time, shrapnel ripping off the skull of a baby. And you think them Dambo robbers, they love you? When you see this, when you begin to see images of the bleeding edge that I have been recorded in the last 10 years, many of them, they've been taken down. Worse. And then you continue to vote for the same people who put you through hell. Look at, many people did not see this. Alaji Oshualade Alakufo, these were some of the gory images I was trying to convince you and many people to look very carefully into. Now this particular image in front of your screen, I'll tell you. You can see bomb being detonated left, right, and center. This was during Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's period. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, as useless as he was, used his time in power to smear General Ibrahim Babangida, because he knew fully well that Babangida was a threat as at that time. But who masterminded and derailed the whole political process? That man called Obasanjo in 1979. He said it. And it is on record that the best candidate will never win that 1979 election. And that best candidate was the late sage, Obafemi Awolowo. He quickly handed over power back to that Fulani grade 2 teacher who wanted to be a senator, Shehu Shagari. Mind you, Obasanjo only became head of state by accident after the death of Murtala Mohammed, when Gowon cooked up that coup in his living room in northwest London with Bukasuka Dimka. See, the mess Goodluck Ebele Jonathan created, that this shrapnel that ripped open this baby's skull was during Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's period. And bombs continue to maim people, and Goodluck Ebele Jonathan never attended to any of them. Look, he was very comfortable seeing blood flowing in the north, and then only to lay blame on Babangida, that Babangida was the one bombing everywhere. And as at that time, many people will say, oh, Frank Bello, your Oga is the one bombing. Your Oga is the head of Boko Haram. Babangida is the head. He's the one sponsoring Boko Haram. When as a matter of fact, I was privileged. Babangida, who cannot even kill a fly. I said it. I'm saying that. Who cannot even kill a fly. Many people said, oh, he was the head of Boko Haram. Babangida that was even scared of Boko Haram and the way Boko Haram were infiltrating and they were killing everybody. During Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's time, the only place that Boko Haram were unable to penetrate, as at that time, despite the fact that bombs continue to detonate left, right, and center in Suleja, in Abuja, was Niger State. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was happy seeing all this. And many of you never addressed all this issue. I addressed them. Corruption, rife. Dinziani, bloody thief. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was unable to do anything to Dinziani because Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was shagging Dinziani Alison Madueke. That. So how do you expect somebody, when Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was sleeping with Dinziani Alison Madueke, how do you expect Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to sack him? When as a matter of fact, Dame Patience Jonathan knew exactly what was behind closed doors with Goodluck Ebele Jonathan and Dinziani Alison Madueke and Stella Odua. That. Look. Jonathan never said anything to that. He never said anything to all these gory pictures. And now, continuation, Muhammadu Buhari's time. See? John Mark. I'm seeing that name for the first time. Lizzie Azu, good afternoon. Esther Adeton Wetogali said, Obasanjo, a green serpent under the green grass, an enemy of the Yorubas. God is watching. You ain't seen nothing. See, I'll tell you something. Esther Adeton Ewetugha that you don't know. Maybe you know, but some people probably don't know. IBB masterminded the emergence of Obasanjo in 1999. See, I am not one of those that followed MKO Abiola with Hope 93 as at that time, because MKO Abiola was part and parcel of the same corrupt system. MKO had sponsored a lot of coup. He was a beneficiary of that system. And MKO is ready to kill anyone that stands in his own way too. He was ready. Many people probably did not know, and up till today, the death of Dele Giwa is still a mystery. There is a hand. MKO's signature is attached to it. And I'll tell you how Moshood Abiola's signature was attached to it. Moshood Abiola was a good friend of IBB, and things were very, very good between them as at the time. Fine with the level of investigations Dele Giwa did. Abiola too will be affected. When the letter bomb subsequently exploded on Dele Giwa's table during his editorial meeting with his editorial staff in his house at Adeni Jones Avenue, who were the very first people that landed in that hospital, MKO Abiola and Chief Segun Oshoba. Segun Oshoba was then the managing director of the Daily Times. I've given you the clues. Yeah. Whilst Goodluck Jonathan was president, he was steadily sleeping with Dinziani Alison Madueke and Stella Odua at the same time. These were the things that a lot of people are not bold enough to say. Nobody. Dinziani Alison Madueke was untouchable. I'll leave Obasanjo's case. I'm not going to deal with Obasanjo's case for now and some of his atrocities. But when Ibrahim Babangida brought Obasanjo in 1999, Mike Adenuga, Globacom, was the one that financed that election. I was particularly not very happy that IBB is now bringing back Obasanjo, who gave the military order to him that Babangida should never hand over power to a womanizer. I interviewed Are Arishekola when he was alive and he was on tape. And I had two witnesses that followed me to that interview. And they are still alive. And the two of them are in London now. One is Murphy Ajala. Anyone that knows Murphy Ajala, please call him to say Frank Bello said so and so on his show. Call Femi Ogunjimi if you know Femi Ogunjimi. These two followed me to Ibadan to interview Are Arishekola when I suddenly appeared to IBB and I said I was in search of June 12. Abiola was never a man of my own type too, because I don't like him. But the fact that the average people of Nigerians spoke and something else happened along the line, I was curious to know what happened along the line. That curiosity was what led me into that investigation when Are Arishekola then said Obasanjo gave the military order. And it was not just only Are Arishekola that confirmed that. Atoeze confirmed too. And a lot of people I visited to check out the truth said it, that Obasanjo was the bane and the problem of June 12 in Nigeria. That he was the one that gave the military order to Babangida not to hand over power to a womanizer. Now, check this graphics. Look at this graphics. At the bottom, on the right, you see, those are the heads of state. You can see Babangida on the bottom right. And next to Babangida, the next head of interim government, Chief Ernest Shonekan. Who was Chief Ernest Shonekan in white agbada there with the blue cap, traditional Yoruba cap? Obasanjo's friend. So an Egbaman, also an Egbaman. An Egbaman won the election through the ballot. An Egbaman decided, because he was superior in the military rank to his boy, gave the order. His boy had to respect. Babangida had to respect the order from his superior, not to hand over power to a womanizer. And the same Egbaman that was Babangida's superior then handed over power to another Egbaman, Chief Ernest Shonekan, who was then drafted in as the chairman of the UAC to come and head the ING. Are Arishekola confirmed to me in Ibadan when he was alive. He was prepared to even challenge Olusegun Obasanjo to a TV debate. That he, Obasanjo, ordered Ibrahim Babangida not to hand over power to a womanizer. A womanizer calling somebody else a womanizer. One is only vindictive. If I'm asked to choose between the level of their womanization, One, Obasanjo is a vindictive womanizer, whereas MKO Abiola is a civilized one. I don't like both of them, to be very honest with you. In 1999, did you hear that? In 1999, when Babangida drafted in Obasanjo as a compensation for June 12, Obasanjo was not part and parcel of the democratic process. He was the greatest beneficiary. The idea of Babangida compensating the Yoruba people is because Obasanjo needed to be compensated because of the way Sani Abacha maltreated him. He nearly got killed. The same Babangida was the one that came rescue Obasanjo from the dungeon. That's another story entirely for other days. Obasanjo was meant to spend just one term in 1999. And the whole idea was because the military were still very hungry for power. So a military man needed to be drafted in so that the military man is the one that can peg the military completely. Pegging the military completely so that they want to come into power, hang your uniform, and then wear Babariga. And then in 2003, Babangida was meant to come back and then further pegged the military, because these two, Obasanjo and IBB, are the most deadliest of people, one in the south, one in the north. In 2003, IBB was supposed to come back, peg everything completely, then prepare the country for a smooth transition to which we should have enjoyed democracy. But guess what? Obasanjo probably saw the way Sani Abacha looted and everything, and they said, okay, I am going to take a portion of mine too. It was all about greed. None of them. That's why I said, no, I don't have any problem with Obazo. The people I have issues with are these ones. Your politicians, your past leaders. They are the ones that I have the biggest problem with. And I will drag it out with all of them. Yes. Trust me. Mary Nadi, you said you want me to answer your question. What is the question? Let me go back up. Mary Nadi posed a question. Frank, my question to you, please. Does it worth investing in Nigeria now or having money in Nigeria bank for now? Don't try it. Let me post your comment. You said, is it worth investing in Nigeria now or having money in Nigeria bank for now? No. See, if you are privileged, let me leave your comment on, Mary Nadi. You see, one of my daughter is getting married very shortly, and I had a meeting with my daughter and the mother in my wife's place, and then about the wedding, and then after that, then we then catch up with some other stuff. So my daughter then said, that I think we were talking about black people and how black people are financially disadvantaged in the Western world. And my daughter, very smart girl, very well, not girl anymore, woman, very smart. In fact, what's contained in her brain, I think you know, when you have a child and you train that child, and that child even she's gone ahead of you in wisdom and knowledge. See, I taught all my children, and I cultivated the habit of reading. And she's a very good reader. She reads. And she said, "Daddy, do you know why black people are financially disadvantaged in the Western world?" Indirectly, my daughter was talking to the mother. Okay? Now, my daughter said that the Caribbeans, that this was a research that was done in England and in the United States. The Caribbeans are even right on top of the financial ladder than black Africans. And why is that? Because Caribbeans that comes to the United Kingdom, they see the United Kingdom as their home, or if they are in the States or wherever, whichever country they are in Europe, they see that country as their country, and all their investment will be in that country in terms of properties, in terms of anything. And I have seen that. But it is only black Africans that will come over here rather than invest here where they are making their bulk. They will live in council accommodation. They won't invest into properties, into shares, into many other areas that investments are. They'll be thinking about how they will build a house back at home, or transfer their money back at home. For some that are illegal immigrants who does not know whether they can be deported at any time, it is fine to those. But for those that are legally resident in a particular country of the Western world, it is not a good idea, because the houses you are building, you won't live there. And I can count at least 100 people that's gone into that, my wife included. They're not living in that house. But then and again, I then asked my daughter, I said, what's going to happen to your mother's house when if your mother died, or if we should go? You know what they said? They said they will go sell every properties we have in that country and then bring the money back here, because to them, this is home. Nigeria is not home. They are not part and parcel of Nigeria. That to them, this is where they are making their money. So that is now taking me back to a situation whereby my father said to me emphatically when I was very young, that if you are a Nigerian, if you cannot make it in Nigeria and you travel to any other parts of the world and you make it, that country you've made it is your country, and your allegiance is to that country. For me, Nigeria never gave me anything other than the quality education my father gave me, my parents gave me. That's the early education, and perhaps right up to my first degree. Apart from that, Nigeria owes me nothing. The best and the best of me, I tell you what, was sift out of me by Her Majesty's government. The finest, yes, the education that molded me to be who I am was provided when education was education. When Western Nigeria was Western Nigeria, and education was paramount. When education was education, not the hopeless, nasty Nigeria. Now, so as for me, you're wasting your time if you have to invest your money back at home. Your money is well taken care of here if you live anywhere in the Western world. Those of your leaders, those that loot your money, why can't they keep their own money there too? Why do you think they bring the money here? The Bukola Sarakis, the Aishat, the Rotimi Amechis, even your local government chairman, like the 10 million naira that Sheyi Makinde budgeted. Who knows? Maybe some of the local government chairman, they've transferred the money to maybe their girlfriends or their concubines, because many of them, they've got concubines and girlfriends abroad too. Not worth it. If Sir Richard Branson, Mary Nadi, if Sir Richard Branson can say emphatically, I was one of the people that actually fought. We've been fighting for Virgin Airline to start flying to Nigeria during Sani Abacha's period. But Abacha never approved it, because guess what? BA were blocking every nooks and crannies of every steps we were making. This only became reality when Obasanjo became president, and when our High Commissioner at the time, Prince Bola Ajibola, then became our High Commissioner to the courts of St. James's. That was when the Virgin flight to Nigeria was fast-tracked. Sir Richard Branson today regrets investing his roots in Lagos. He regrets. Multi-billionaire, Virgin boss, Virgin Atlantic. If Sir Richard Branson can regret ever doing business with Nigeria, forget it. I'll tell you another story. In fact, I once told that before, that your Minister of Health, there was a drug that one Polish company manufactured that will be good for Nigeria, but your Minister of Health was demanding $600,000 as bribe from the Polish delegates. This I know because they told me. So if Sir Richard Branson can ever regret investing in Nigeria, don't waste your time. They killed my own business too. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan killed HALLO magazine. Shall I show? You reply, Esther, that OBJ isn't only enemy to Yorubas, but a curse to entire Yoruba race. There's a lot that you don't know about OBJ. Falake Alawiye said Obasanjo too hates Yoruba people with passion. Passionately, he hates the Yorubas. Bibire Yawo Peter, nice to see you. You said very true, MKO is no saint, but people are too naive to know that aspect. Thank you. Esther, He said, absolutely. MKO, you're not his fan at all. He's a dangerous man too. Thank you. Thank you for that. Bibire Olori Peter said, but Obasanjo too had many wives, so what is he? What is he then? Vindictive womanizer. That's why I use the word vindictive. Yeah. Esther, he said, Binziani Madweke untouchable, but they have forgotten that God is no respecter of man. Yes, indeed. In fact, let me just quickly proceed and see if I can get hold of Tafida's interview. Yeah, let me see if I can quickly get hold of that. And I'll play this for you so that you guys know exactly what I am talking about. I think I saw it somewhere. Can it be here? Let me see. It's probably here. No, it's not there. Let me see this one. Okay, that file is empty. Okay, let me see this. Okay, I think it should be here actually, guys. I want to try and find that the feeder. Let me see if I can quickly get hold of the heart to the feeders stuff. Let me see. I doubt if, let me see. Okay, you guys, maybe you are not aware. Are you aware that Al-Mustafa wants to come out to be president in 2023? And the race is on at the moment for him too. Okay, it is not here. Oh, and I came across it sometime. Let me see this. No, it is not here either. Okay, it is not there. What about this one? Okay. All right. Listen, because you actually did made mention of that. That was why I was looking for that particular clip, but let's quickly go through some of your comments. Dalhatu Tafida said it too. Yes, Esther Rutuga, you said Baba God should have let Obasanjo remain there and not rescue him at all. Maybe there's a purpose for him to be there. Yeah, maybe there's a purpose why God allowed him to come back. And for us to must have gone through this terrible journey as a nation. Thank you. You said I am right. I don't know which one I did said that you said I'm right. Bukola Odufadeni Olusoya, good morning to you. You're watching the stream from the west coast of the United States, I think in California. Is it California or Canada? No, I think it is California. I think Bukola is in California. Yes, Esther Adetong Ewetuga, you said, what about us that have money there in Nigeria? If you have money there in Nigeria, I will probably suggest you exchange. You can exchange your money. You can get pounds here, and then, you know, anybody that needed pound sterling, they can pay it into your account and you just release money to any account they want you to release money to. I've got loads of friends doing that right now because of the exchange rate. You can easily do that. Yeah, you can easily do that. So that will eliminate commission rates and the rest of it. So you can get good value for your money, and if you get that money, then you can probably look for shares to buy in the city, or you know, if you've got such fantastic money waiting, just try and invest that money into something in the UK. Because your rogue politicians, they steal your money, they bring it here for investment. I think I've provoked Bibire Yawo Peter today. The rift between Obasanjo and MKO stemmed back from scholarship. Yes, saga between them. Yes, that's right. You are absolutely right. MKO and Obasanjo both finished Abeokuta I think yeah, I think it was Baptist Boys High School. Yeah, they went to Baptist Boys High School. Yeah, at the same year. They were in the same class. Yes. Yeah, MKO did well, yes, academical, then Obasanjo, yes. So Awolowo, yeah, you are absolutely right. And what then happened is that Obasanjo took revenge because of that, because he never anticipated he would become head of state immediately after Murtala Mohammed was killed. And in 1979, that was a payback time to Awolowo for what Awolowo did then. And then another payback time for MKO Abiola. The friction, you see, the friction between Obasanjo and MKO is similar to the friction between Ibrahim Babangida and his childhood friend that was killed when he was discovered that he was part of the coup. Alaji Aremu, Alaji Aremu Oladosho Alakufo, you said Yoruba Nation is solution. Yoruba Nation is in dire strait at the moment. And I was warning each and every one of you, if you remember. We're still going straight into Sunday Igboho's case and MNK. And we're still going to treat Gani Adams' case. See, this same time last year, Bukolo Dufadeni Olusonya was probably in one of the shows to which you are too. Just like in 2019 when Alaji Osholade Oladosho Alakufo, you never saw the light. And you said, you nearly got me killed if you see me on the street because of Muhammadu Buhari in 2019. But now, you're beginning to see what I saw that you guys did not see. See, I'll tell you why Yoruba Nation is a farce later. Very naughty. But if we all behave like the governors, the place will collapse. Let it collapse. If it doesn't collapse, you cannot rebuild. It's got to collapse before you start rebuilding. You don't patch a wall that is open. You don't patch it. Because if a wall is open, that means the wall is structurally damaged. I'm the son of a civil engineer. You have to knock, you have to knock the entire structure down and then rebuild. You don't patch it and then put a paper to fill the hole. No. The wall is structurally damaged. And you don't know the damage that's been done from that wall opening up to the foundation. Maybe the foundation is cracked. You have to see it like that. Uluakombi, yes, you're welcome to the stream. He said I'm right. You remember I came up and I said to you guys sometime that there are some think tank. If people, if those agitating, if they know exactly, you see, those who call themselves agitators, I'm not one of them. They know themselves. They formed their association. I'm not part of them, and I'm making it known to you. Because they know nothing. Those who formed the association of agitators and call themselves agitators, agitating for a Yoruba nation, they are non-entities. They are novice. In 2019, none of them knew anything about what I have been talking and writing about since 1999. They don't. They don't. But Facebook and YouTube opened up the airspace for every Tom and Harry to now start saying bullshit, bullshitting people left, right, and center. If those people knew exactly the amount of work the likes of Professor Bolaji Akinyemi, General Alani Akinrunade, they've put into an argument for the nation. See, they don't know anything. And I kept saying it to people that, look, this is not the way to fight for your nation. It is not through head-on confrontation. Many of you are being confused by Banji Akitoye with that fraudulent UNPO that cannot even determine whether you will get your nation. 1 minute, Banji Akitoye will say UNPO, unrepresented nation of the world. They don't have any power. They don't have any say. UNPO does not have any say. There's a lot of fraud inside it. I'm not going into that for now. Yes, we all want Yoruba nation. Olajaremu, Osholade Olakufo, Obasanjo hated Yoruba race. And you don't know why. You have to go and ask him. I love this. Fula Nigeria said his yes. Alaji Alakufo, you don't know why Obasanjo hate Yoruba that much. Right, here's another very good one. Oluwakanbi Dinomelaye invested his money in McDonald's in the United States. Yes, he's boasted about it, actually. You're absolutely correct. Oluwakanbi. Neki, I'm seeing that name for the first time. You're welcome to the stream. Maybe you've been a silent listener. You said true. Thank you. It's always true here. James Ogunlowo, the foundation is fake. Anyway. Adekripsi, my man. Adekripsi is one of my biggest critics. And I love him, you know. He's a nice guy. He said, here we go again. All right, guys. We've treated Sheyi Makinde and the 10 million naira that he subsequently gave to each of the 33 local government in Oyo State. So for Ileya festival that lasts only one day, 24 hours, 330 million naira has been invested towards the slaughtering of rams for some prominent people. You know, Odabe, Sheyi Makinde, I clap for you. Yes, we've treated that, but all the schools and the hospitals in Oyo State are in decapitated state. But he does not know how to spend that money. Just like Gowon said in the 60s and the 70s that the problem of Nigeria is not money but how to spend it. So when you begin to hear such statements from your past leaders, don't you think the situation is really hopeless? Yomi Bakari, I'll post your comment, and you're watching the stream live on YouTube. You said, hello, what do you think of Saraki coming to be the candidate from the north towards 2023? Don't let us go into that area yet. Osagio Barino Gospel. Don't let us go into Saraki in 2023. The Fulanis are toiling with everybody's brain right now, but it is not physically possible. I'm going to show you something when we get to that place. Maybe I'll quickly touch on Bukola Saraki for you. Osagio Barinogus Paul, you said you applaud the applaud for Makinde cracked your ribs. Yes, yes. Mulati Patewofun, I have to clap for him. He's done well. 330 million naira. Exhausted for Ileya Festival. A festival that only lasts 24 hours a day. See, common sense. The 330 million naira, if it is properly invested into schools and hospitals, would provide facilities for at least the children and the community in each local government for years to come. But the meat they will consume and probably shit down the latrine in the next 10 hours. 330 million naira will go down the soakaway in 10 hours. That's why I applauded him. Esther, you said that Ole. Olabode says, since your intellectual analysis, what exactly have you achieved in this agitation? Stop criticizing others' work. I love the way you analyze, but Professor Banji, a fraud is wrong if you can't give detailed evidence. I will give that in due course. You don't know why I am saying that. For every action, there's a reaction. I was once an avid follower of his. Some people that said nonsense against Banji Akitoye at the time, I fought them because I thought they were jealous of him. And up till now, those people then say, why? To me now, that after all we told you. There are many things that you are not seeing, but because you are not close by and you are not inside, that's why you are saying what you are saying. If you are inside, you won't be saying that. And I don't want to apologize to anyone. Crepsy. The smallest Fulani dump has called the bluff of our southern governors morons in leaders. Yeah. Okay. Guys, see, your people don't love your leaders. They don't love you. Your leaders. Yes. Well. Okay, here we are. What about Maggi, salt, oil, trees, branches, foods? Yes. Esther. But Frank, kò sí bí a ṣe máa ti kí orí máa bá ṣe máa ń tí kí orí máa. That's a bit. I'll get that. I'll come back to that. Kò sí bá ṣe máa tí kí orí máa mì ní ọrùn. Okay, I got you now. Yes. Yes, Latif Oladipo Usman, you said nobody can please everybody. Definitely. I'm not here to please everyone. I'm just here to, speak the truth and just say it as it is. Okay, now, guys, let's go into this. MNK. Yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. See, I'm going to leave that picture there. And I want to honestly tell you that our problem as black people is because we like to number one, we don't love ourselves, which is very important. Blacks don't love, our leaders don't love us, because if they do, they won't sell us into slavery. And when I first came out, love was the very first thing I preached. See, just like the Yorubas, don't love themselves, so also the Igbos don't love themselves. Now, let's go down a little bit to South Africa. See, when the whites were ruling South Africa, South Africa was a better country, prosperous country. But blacks took over. South Africa went down. Jacob Zuma. Embezzled, stole. It was apparent. Zuma was charged to court for corruption, which was apparent because I've got all the evidence against Zuma too. See, the Dons people, as Dons and as illiterate they are, they were on the rampage and they destroyed even their own institution just because of someone. It's like they slam Bukola Saraki into prison or slam Bola Ahmed Tinubu into jail, and you think Nigerians will fight or Yorubas will fight. No, there won't be any disturbances. They'll just say, yes, he stole the money, so it's better for him to go and spend the time. But it is not so with South Africa. Now, Nnamdi Kanu. That man. He made mistakes the first time. Just like the same agitation in the Yoruba people, within the Yoruba people, which was hijacked. Sunday Igboho only came into the agitation in October. Nnamdi Kanu has been inside. But the way Nnamdi Kanu started, I was one of the people that was advising him that's not the way. He started very wrongly. I think Bukola Odufadeni will correct me as at that time. Lashing out on Yoruba leaders especially, which I wasn't really comfortable with. He corrected it along the line. But perhaps the correction had already done a lot of damage, including his own people. And I continue to speak to a lot of Igbo people behind closed doors to say to them they should tell him to stop abusing people, abusing that, even their own, because he needed their own people. Guys, the differences here for me is that if Bola Tinubu should come out tomorrow, and I said it with someone, if Bola Tinubu should come out tomorrow, as bad as he was, to now fully support the Yoruba agitation, let me tell you, I will flow with him. And that is when I know we are now ready. That yes, this is serious business. And that is when the Fulanis will be shitting in their pants. But maybe he's going to come to that one day. But as for MNK, his people betrayed him. His people, the Igbo people, betrayed Nnamdi Kanu. You see, I want to play you this, is this tape. Let me see if I can bring in that tape for you guys. I know where it is because I worked on this earlier on today. Yeah, this is the tape. Yeah, this is the tape.
Barrister Aloy Ejimako, thank you for your time with us today.
It's my pleasure having you.
Make I just start by asking this question. You don't see Nnamdi Kanu?
Yes, I met him yesterday for almost 3 hours at the headquarters of the DSS in Abuja. And we had quite an interaction, private interaction initially, and later on he was interviewed by 3 DSS officers in my presence. I wanted to call it an interrogation, but they said no, it's an interview, during which they asked him routine questions, but most of the questions centered on his being the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra and the activities of that organization. So he answered the questions in a relaxed atmosphere, with bearing in mind his constitutional rights not to incriminate himself. Of course, some of the questions had background information that he considered incomplete, and he told the officers that he was not able to answer some of those questions because the information that they supplied to him was incomplete.
If you describe to us when you see Nnamdi Kanu, how he be, what's his state of mind?
Well, his state of mind wasn't as sound as it should be. You know, if you listen to his broadcast, you would know that he's a historian. But when I was talking with him, he had trouble recalling the actual date he was abducted. It surprised me.
Actual date he was abducted. Actual date he was abducted, he could not recollect, and his lawyer said that surprised him. Okay, I'll tell you the events one after the other. Nnamdi Kanu, MNK, was abducted on Friday, the 18th day of June 2021. Mark me. Friday, 18th day of June 2021. I repeat, he was abducted Friday, the 18th day of the 6th month of June 2021. He was on transit in Kenya. As he was on transit in Kenya, he was then taken to an unknown destination. In other words, an unknown location in Kenya. In that unknown location, Nnamdi Kanu was kept for 3 days, which is 72 hours. He was kept. Whilst he was in their custody, he was tranquilized. Yes, you heard. He was tranquilized and then flown in a private jet, private plane, to the Czechoslovakia Republic, Czech Republic. Now, when he got to Prague in Czech Republic, he was kept in an unknown location as well. Prague is the capital of Czechoslovakia. Make no mistakes. So he was kept there by his abductor. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly who this abductor is. This abductor, the guy that abducted Nnamdi Kanu and took him, flew him on that private jet to Prague, is a Czech-Slovak killer. In other words, hired assassin. Now, this guy is feared. The United States, the European Union are even scared of this same person that I am talking to you about. Okay, let me see if I get his name. Yes, his name, the guy behind Nnamdi Kanu's abduction in Kenya, his name is Vaclav Sabor. Vaclav Sabor. I'll spell it. V-A-C-L-A-V. Vaclav Sabor. S-A-B-O-L is the name of the guy that abducted Nnamdi Kanu transit in Kenya airport. Now, let me tell you this. When the Igbo people in the diaspora started lambasting the Kenyan government, the Kenyan High Commissioner to Nigeria then replied Nigerians that they should go and ask their government that Nnamdi Kanu was not deported to Nigeria from Kenya. He was only abducted on their soil. So the whole idea was that Kenya, I'll spell it again for you, Osagio Barinogospor. The name is Vaclav Sabol. V for Victor, A for Alpha, C for Charlie, L for Lima. In fact, let me post it here for you. I'll do this. Maybe I should even post it here in the caption. Yes, let me write it here. Vaclav Sabor. Yes. Now, I'll leave the name. Sure. That is the name. Vaclav Sabor. That is the name of the guy that abducted Nnamdi Kanu on his transit in Kenya. Now, what then happened? Kenya did not want Nnamdi Kanu to be deported to Nigeria from their soil, knowing fully well the consequences and the gravity of the abduction. And mind you, this is not the first time. Well, this said supposed Muhammadu Buhari. It's not the first time. Remember Umaru Diko too. So this is a repetition of Umaru Diko, reincarnation Nnamdi Kanu. But this time around, they engaged a hired assassin by the name of Vaclav Sabor. Now, Kenyan government does not want Nnamdi Kanu deported from their own soil. So what they did was that they then took him in a private jet to Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia. So from Czechoslovakia, at least Nnamdi Kanu had already left the Kenyan soil for Czech Republic. So any anger the the Nigerian people or the Igbo people have got should be channeled to that country where Nnamdi Kanu was subsequently deported. And guess what? Guess what? It gets a little bit nasty. Because I gathered authoritatively from reliable source, rumored. But for every element that is contained inside a rumors, there is a truth inside it. I gathered that Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, who is a current senator in the Senate, masterminded the abduction of Nnamdi Kanu. He traded Nnamdi Kanu for his gubernatorial ambition of Anambra State. Just like the Fulanis are telling the Yoruba people to bring Sunday Igboho in exchange for 2023 presidential slot. You see how they are playing you. Yeti Queen, I doubt it very much if some Western countries are involved in the kidnapping. If you say Czechoslovakia government, perhaps yes, but Britain, the United States, and Germany, France, they don't have a hand in it. In fact, Britain is really angry because don't forget, Nnamdi Kanu has got dual nationality. And I think the British government are going to come hard on the Nigerian government. The only difference is that Nnamdi Kanu was not abducted on their soil. You don't know exactly what I have been through myself. Don't you know that Abba Kyari nearly got me kidnapped myself from the United Kingdom? You think it is a joke? But he died in the end. Because Entoba Fiori so kuta koni ye. You go and bang your head on a hill and see whether you will survive. I nearly got kidnapped equally by Abba Kyari for Sorosoke for speaking out loud and then exposing all their atrocities and all those nonsense at the corridors of power. Senator Ifeanyi Ubah is one of them, and I think about six. Let me see if I can get all their names here. Let me see. I have it stopped somewhere. It's because I have MNK Nnamdi Kanu is surrounded by wolves. Yeah, but definitely I know for a fact that Senator Ifeanyi Ubah topped the list of those that actually made sure that Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. It was Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, like I was told, who called Nnamdi Kanu that he wanted to give him some money to help him in the agitation. So Nnamdi Kanu perhaps did not realize that Ifeanyi Ubah had already traded him in exchange for Fulani gift. See? And now, the same Fulanis are now threatening us that we should provide Sunday Igbo because they feel threatened. I'm still coming back to that. Now you are beginning to see why I said to you that black people don't love themselves. They hate themselves. Look, your leaders, they hate you so much that they don't even like you. Because if your leaders don't hate you, how on earth can a governor within 24-hour ceremony or Ileya festival, you spent 330 million that will go down the shithole in 10 hours? Yes, Yeti Queen Ifeanyi Ubah was the one. Yes. You see, watch what this barrister said once again. I'm going to fast track the clip.
Barrister Aloy Ejimako, thank you for your time with us today.
It's my pleasure having you.
I will.
Let I just start by asking this question. You don't see Nnamdi Kanu?
Yes, I met him yesterday for almost.
Yes, sorry guys. I will quickly fast track it for you. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, here we are. Sorry about that, guys. Let me bring in the camera once again. Yes, and let me go back to the clip once again. Yeah, let's go back.
Barrister Aloy Ejimako, thank you for your time with us today.
It's my pleasure having you.
Let I just start by asking.
Yeah.
Routine questions, but most of the questions centered on his being the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra and the activities of that organization. So he answered the questions in a relaxed atmosphere, with bearing in mind his constitutional rights not to incriminate himself. Of course, some of the questions had background information that he considered incomplete, and he told the officers that he was not able to answer some of those questions because the information that they supplied to him was incomplete.
If you describe to us when you see Nnamdi Kanu, how he be, what is in state of mind?
Well, his state of mind wasn't as sound as it should be. You know, if you listen to his broadcast, you would know that he's a historian. But when I was talking with him, he had trouble recalling the actual date he was abducted. It surprised me. So to jog his memory, I asked him how many nights he spent in Abuja before he was brought to court. He told me 2 nights. So he was brought to court on Tuesday, the 29th June. So we had been brought into the country on Sunday, the 27th. So when I mentioned that date, he said, sure, that's the date. But I took particular note of that. I also noticed that he had a visible injury on his right wrist.
Yeah.
I asked him what it was. He said it was where they had chained him, put the chain on him, and chained him to the concrete floor in Nairobi, Kenya. And he has disappearing injury on the left wrist and an injury right here at the nape of the neck. He appears like somebody who has been mentally traumatized.
Mentally traumatized.
You know, so he's unwilling to talk about one or two things until you prompt him. Like when I prompted him about the date, that's the conclusion I drew. How many nights he spent in Abuja. No, he's not. He's traumatized.
You can tell us more about what's happened, because you just mentioned Kenya, and Kenyan government don't come out to talk, say, they're not arresting Nnamdi Kanu for Kenya. So tell us more about this.
What happened is this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu entered Kenya, I believe, on a certain date, right around April this year. I'm not sure. I'm trying to establish the actual date of entry. But I had documentation from a Kenyan hospital that placed him in Kenya as of 14th April this year, 14th May. So he entered Kenya.
And what did he do for Kenya hospital?
He went there because he had issues with his heart. He felt he wasn't well. So he went there, he was examined, and the diagnosis was hypertension and heart murmur. They made prescriptions for him, and my examination of the medical report indicated medications for heart and controlling blood pressure. So apparently he entered Kenya before the 14th May this year. So he had settled in at a location in Nairobi, a temporary location, and he entered with his passport. That day, on the fateful day, that was on I believe on the 19th, yes, not believe, certain, 100%. He drove himself to the airport from his temporary location in Kenya. He drove to Jomo Kenyatta International and went into the garage, the underground garage, to pick up a visitor flying in from outside. Okay, that is not necessary for this discussion, the identity or whatever. So the moment he got into the parking lot, the garage, a group of several men well armed to the teeth.
And this now waiting Nnamdi can tell you about what he remember of what happened before they bring him to Nigeria.
This is what he told me, and his recollection of this was very, very lucid and clear.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so now they swooped on him. They gathered and grabbed him, okay, in a very physical, rough way, and he raised the lamb. Luckily for him, there were a few people that were there, and the people wanted to intervene in terms of really very aggressive intervention, because to them, I asked him why they would consider making an aggressive intervention when something that seemed law enforcement was happening. He said perhaps they didn't believe it was normal. So the people that were abducting him told everybody to stay clear, that this person you're looking at is a Nigerian terrorist who assists the Al-Shabaab terrorists in Kenya. They grabbed him and put...
Did you hear that? So they quickly roped him as a terrorist group from Nigeria working in conjunction with Al-Shabaab. And in Kenya, they don't want to hear, the authorities don't want to hear that Al-Shabaab dreaded terrorist group. Now, see, let's go back to your leaders. It's now coming to us that the black race is a cursed race. There's no doubt about that. Because how on earth can you be blessed with vast resources that many countries are crying loud and clear for, but our leaders are mismanaging everything, and then they will even sell their own children and their parents in exchange for money? This is what is happening. So where is the love? Where is their love? See, each and every time Her Majesty opened the parliament, three things the Queen must address in her speech. Number one, education. Education, education, education. Education is the pride of any nation in the world. So for the Queen, the mother of all mothers in the entire whole world, education is paramount to Her Majesty's government. And each and every serving minister under her government must always work in alignment with Her Majesty's requirement on educating the people of this great country, the United Kingdom, to which she is the Queen. Second, that is topmost on the Queen's agenda in her government is health. Health. See, any prime minister in the United Kingdom who wants to be chucked out of office the next day, let that prime minister fiddle with the National Health Service, and then the next day you will see that prime minister is out of number 10 Downing Street. Health. Third, social security. Those three things. See, ask your leaders. See, my own problem is not with any Oba, because all those damn Boroba heads of state, they destroyed every monarch institution in any part of the country. My problem is not with the crown or the Obas or the Obis or wherever they come from. My own personal problem is with all the heads, those that are holding public office, that they are accountable to the people. They have problems with me, and they'll never go scot-free. See? Yeah, who made them corrupt? Yeti Queen. Who made those monarchs corrupt? Let's go into this. I want to play you this one.
Barrister Aloy Ejimako, thank you for your time with us today.
It's my pleasure having you.
Make I just start
now,
by asking this question. You don't see Nnamdi.
Yes, I miss you.
I'm going to actually bring in another video, and this time, let me look for it. See, this one. I'll first of all start with this. Okay? Let me first of all start this issue from here. Most of you will remember that Gani Adams, Gani Adams came on air, and he was indirectly talking to an Ogboni king that was arrested during the Ojota rally. That do they expect him, Gani Adams, to come out and demonstrate and then be arrested by the police? That can they see an Ogboni king arrested who was there, and he was arrested, and then the next day he changed his own tone? I find that a little bit disturbing that came out from Gani Adams' mouth, because for him to get to the position of Are Ona Kakanfo himself, he must have gone through the same Ogboni fraternity, because if you are not an Ogboni person, you cannot be conferred with such title. In fact, I gathered, for you to be the head of state of Nigeria, you have to be inside too. Now, watch this, because just after Gani Adams uttered the statement, which I find a little bit disturbing, somebody then came out, and then this came on air. I am going to stop this, and I am going to, as a matter of fact, first of all, rotate it, because it is the other way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it this way. It is now, I think I have to rotate this now by 180 degrees. Yes, 180 degrees. Yes, now it is nice and clear, the way I want it to be. So I am going to do it this way, and you are going to watch it. Just wait a minute, okay? Okay, now I'm going to do it this way. Let me bring it down this way. Okay, now let's do it this way. I'm going to now watch this. Okay, I'll do it this way, and then I'll bring it back in. Okay, here we are.
Moki bobo ọmọ Yorùbá, ọmọ kóòtù òjìrè, moki bobo àti ẹ̀wọ̀n mi lásìkò yìí. I Chief Dr. Olu Ogundola lórúkọ tèmi.
láti ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì. Mo gbọ́ lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí mo tún lọ sórí social media mo rí níbi tí Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò Ìbà Gani Adams tó ti sọ wípé oyè Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò tó ń jẹ wípé kì í ṣẹgbẹ́ àwọn ọba kọ̀ọ̀kan ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ẹ dákun ẹ bá wa sọ fún Ìbà Gani Adams, irú èmi tí mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí mo ní ọ̀wọ̀ tó tóbi fún, ṣùgbọ́n ẹ bá wa sọ fún kó má dorí ìtàn ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, kó má dorí rẹ̀ kodò. Kò sí ọba kan ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá bó ti wùwù kọ́ba náà ò kéré tó, bó ti wùwù kí ìlú ọba náà aya ìletò tó ń darí kó kéré tó, kò sí ọba náà tó ń ṣẹgbẹ́ ààyè Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò, torí ọba ló máa ń ṣígun fún Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò. Bó bá ti jọba Yorùbá àwọn ni wọ́n ó ṣígun fún Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò. Bá a bá fẹ́ jọ ṣe bó ṣe yẹ kí ó ṣe rí, bó ṣe yẹ kó dẹ̀ ṣe rí nìyẹn. Àti wípé Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò tá à ń sọ yìí pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, bàbá wò dáadáa, ǹjẹ́ àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ oníkálukú ṣé wọ́n lè jẹ́ Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò tí wọ́n ní? Kán pè lóko tí wọ́n ó bá pè é. Ṣé àwọn ìlú náà lè jẹ́ Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò tí wọ́n ní? Torí kò sí ìlú kan ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tí ò ní ẹni tí ò ní àyè ipò tó jẹ́ ipò akíkanjú ológun tí wọ́n ń jẹ nílùú kọ̀ọ̀kan. Bàbá wa sọ pé Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ kẹ́ni tí wọ́n fi jẹ́ nílùú Ọ̀yọ́ kó ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ bí iṣẹ́. Kì í kúkú ṣe pé kábíyèsí Ajérò, kábíyèsí Èwe Adó àbí kábíyèsí Òòrè ní Mọ̀bà lọ́tùn àbí kábíyèsí Déjì Àkúrẹ́ àbí àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó kù tó dórí Ọ̀ọ̀ni, kì í ṣe pé gbogbo náà ni wọ́n pa ọkọ̀ tí wọ́n jọ yan ẹni tá a fi jẹ́ yìí. Nítorí náà ẹ dákun nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ bá wa sọ fún Ìbà Gani Adams kó má dorí ìtàn ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kodò. Kò sẹ́ni tí ò lè jẹ́ Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò tiẹ̀ ní agbègbè tiẹ̀ o. Jagunjagun pọ̀ o, oníkálukú sì mọ̀ bóun ṣe tó. Ẹ dákun ìgbéraga lọ́lọ́run ò fẹ́. Ẹ bá wa sọ fún Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò ilẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ni wọ́n ti jẹ́, alóba lórí gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, àgbọ́ àsìgbà, ṣùgbọ́n kó má sọ wípé òun ju àwọn ọba kọ̀ọ̀kan nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o, kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ọba ló ń ṣígun fún jagunjagun kí jagunjagun tó jagun. Jagunjagun yàtọ̀ sí ọba o, ẹ jẹ́ kó mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kò ní dàrú o, ohun gbogbo yóò gbé wa o, ilẹ̀ Kóòtù Òjìrè yóò sì gbé wa. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí àìṣe Dr. Olóògùndọ̀là lórúkọ tèmi. Ẹ ṣeun.
You see, here we are. The High Chief made a counterclaim as to what Ìbà Gani Adams said, and this clip got into my possession too yesterday. They are in 3 different parts. Let's examine these clips. Let us examine the very first one. Let me see if it is okay, I am going to rotate this because that was rotated the other time. So okay, now I have to rotate this by 180 degrees as well, and this is now going to come this way, right? And we will do it that way. Okay, now guys, listen to this very carefully again, because this is a king being interviewed by Ibawase TV, so I'll just leave the name there as credit. Okay, watch this. Okay, I will go back into my and then play this once again for you.
Jagunjagun kan kò kí ń jọba. Ìran ọmọ ọba kan kò kí ń jagun. Sóyè Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò tí wọ́n fún Gani Adams sóyè àwọn oyè tí mo dárúkọ síwájú yìí tí wọ́n bá fún àwọn tí mo dárúkọ yìí oyè ilẹ̀ Yorùbá Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò lè dúró lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wọn Ilé Ifẹ̀ náà dẹ̀ ti ń jẹ́ gbogbo oyè tí mo dárúkọ yìí ibi tí ojúmọ́ ti ń mọ́ wálé ayé náà ti ń jẹ́ torí pé àwọn oyè yìí àwọn ní oyè ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wáyé tí Gani Adams tí ò ní fọwọ́ ẹ̀ síbi tọ́wọ́ ń gbé Túnyé ṣé tó wá rí mi ò dá lẹ́bi torí pé àwọn kábíyèsí wa àwọn ọba ńládé mo tún pe kábíyèsí sí àkíyèsí kábíyèsí Ọ̀nìrìṣà olórí aládé gbogbo lágbára Ẹlẹ́dùmarè gbogbo ẹni tó bá ní kẹ́lẹ́ mọ̀ pẹ́ lórí àpèrè irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ò ní pẹ́ gbogbo àwọn tó bá jọmọ́ wípé wọ́n fẹ́ máa jẹ oyè ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ ká rí i pé wọn kì í ṣe onígbéraga ẹ jẹ́ ká rí i wípé wọn kì í ṣe àwọn tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n máa.
Anybody that wants to become any chief henceforth must not be someone who is proud. It must be somebody that really wants to serve genuinely the interest of the people. That's exactly what the king is saying. Let's listen to it.
Orí adé mọ́lẹ̀ torí wípé ọ̀rọ̀ tí Gani Adams sọ ó jẹnu ẹ̀ lọ kí nìdí tó fi ju ẹni ẹ̀ lọ ni wípé ṣe rí ẹjẹ́ àsòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ fúnra wa kábíyèsí Ọ̀nìrìṣà torí pé ní Gani Adams tá ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí látilẹ̀ ní ìgbà tẹ́ bá wá sí Ilé Ifẹ̀ tẹ́ bá gba nǹkan tí ẹ fẹ́ gbà tọ́wọ́ yín bá tó tán ẹ fi ń kọjú ìjà sífẹ̀ ní gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti ń dẹ́rù ẹ wò Ilé Ifẹ̀ kò ní jẹ́ kí irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ gbé mọ́.
Àmín àṣẹ o.
gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti wá gba nǹkan nílé Ifẹ̀ tó ẹgbẹ́ tó bá gba nǹkan yìí tán ó máa tó wá sọ pé òun fẹ́ fi kọjú ìjà sí Ilé Ifẹ̀ ní lágbá Ẹlẹ́dùmarè irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ò ní gbé mọ́ torí wípé yìí tí mo ń bá pọ̀ ni wípé Gani Adams tó jẹ́ Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò yìí ṣebí iwájú pálásì kábíyèsí Ọ̀nìrìṣà olórí aládé gbogbo lọ́dọọdún ló ti máa ń wá kó ń sọdún Oòduà ó wá gba ọdún Oòduà yẹn tán torí pé mo rí fídíò yẹn ìgbà tán máa post wọ́n gbé kábíyèsí Ọ̀nìrìṣà síbẹ̀ so Gani Adams ń try fún láti sọ fún wa wípé oyè òun supersede ju oyè kábíyèsí Ọ̀nìrìṣà lọ nìyẹn ojú apá bàtà pàjọwọjọwọ etí ẹ sóyè ní pé sẹ́rí.
wọ́n tún gbé ta Aláàfin náà sí.
wọ́n tún gbé ti bàbá Aláàfin àti ẹ̀gbọ́n pé bàbá Aláàfin àwọn náà fi Gani Adams joyè sóyè kábíyèsí Ọ̀nìrìṣà tẹ́lẹ̀ ń wò yìí kò sí nǹkan kan tẹ́nìkan ṣe tínú bàbá ìbàjẹ́ sí rí láyé ṣùgbọ́n wáyé tí ẹ máa sọ òkú ọ̀rọ̀ sí ìlú Ilé Ifẹ̀ ibi tó jẹ́ pé tẹ́ bá sọ lọ tẹ́ bá sọ bọ̀ Ilé Ifẹ̀ ni sóyè sẹ́rí Gani Adams tí bàtà bá ń ró pọnlápọnlá ó fẹ́ ya ni o tí bàtà bá ti ró pọnlápọnlá ó fẹ́ ya ni tí o bá mọ̀ tán à sọ ìtàn fún sóyè torí pé ńgbà tán bá ti gba tó fẹ́ gbà Ilé Ifẹ̀ tán gbàtà bá dé wọn ta tẹ́ǹtì wọn ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ wọn ṣe gbá sóyè gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti lóun máa fẹnu àbùkù kan fẹ̀ ilẹ̀ Oòduà máa gbé lọ gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti ní wípé pàápàá jùlọ Jájá kábíyèsí Ọ̀nìrìṣà tó jẹ́ pé wọn ò fira wọn sórí àga yẹn onílé ló gbé wọn síbẹ̀ àwọn tí ó nílẹ̀ ló yẹ wọn sórí àpèrè baba ńlá baba wọn gbogbo ẹni tó bá wá lòun fẹ́ fojú wọn láre irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ojú à gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti wá ń sọ wípé òun máa disrespect kábíyèsí Ọ̀nìrìṣà irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ atẹ́lákẹ́ atẹ́lókò àwọn atẹ́lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ wọ́n àga torí pé a ní gbàgbàkú fàgbà Ilé Ifẹ̀ mọ́ ó ti tó gẹ́ torí bàtà ló kọ́lákọ́lá ó fẹ́ ya ni.
kábíyèsí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ kóòtù òjìrè gbogbo ẹ̀yin.
Yes, right. You have listened to that. See, let's go into this because there are 3 of those clips. Okay, now watch this second one. Watch this one.
Kábíyèsí Aláàfin Ọ̀yọ́.
Ikú bàbá yèyé.
Olùránṣẹ́
ọmọ àrùn.
ara jagunjagun Aláàfin Ọ̀yọ́ ó ní Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò wà.
Listen to that.
Tá a bá wo àwọn oyè tó wà ní àwọn ilẹ̀ Yorùbá Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò jìnnà ó kéré bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tá a bá bù gàdà tá a bá tọ̀ wá sí Ilé Ifẹ̀
níbi tójúmọ́ ti ń mọ́ wá
ti ń bọ́ wálé ayé
àwọn oyè kan wà tó jẹ́ wípé tó wà ní ẹsẹ̀ bàbá wa kábíyèsí ọ̀nẹ́rìsà
kábíyèsí aláṣẹ
olórí aládé gbogbo
òkèrè
àwọn oyè kan wà tó jẹ́ wípé tí wọ́n jẹ tó wà lábẹ́ wọn tó jẹ́ pé ibi tó bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò gbọ́dọ̀ dúró ń bẹ̀ Jagunmọ́sìn tó jẹ́ wípé àwọn tó sùpà wọ́n tún ju Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò lọ Jagunmọ́sìn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ibẹ̀ láti rí Akọgun ní Ilé Ifẹ̀ ibẹ̀ láti rí Gbọ̀ǹkà àwọn nǹkan tí mo kà àwọn oyè tí mo kà sílẹ̀ yìí ó ju Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò lọ nítorí wípé ìran ọmọ ọba kan ò kì í jagun ìran ọmọ ọba kan ò kì í jẹ Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò sóye lára àwọn olóyè tó wà lábẹ́ kábíyèsí Aláàfin Ọ̀yọ́ ara wọn ní Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò wà tó jẹ́ ìránṣẹ́ fún Aláàfin Ọ̀yọ́ sóye ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí ayédọ̀yé ọ̀làjú àwọn kábíyèsí nǹkan tó bá fẹ́ la máa bá wọn fẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n Gani Adams ò fi ọwọ́ síbi tí ọwọ́ ń gbé nítorí wípé Gani Adams tó gbéra tó sọ wípé ọba Ògbóni tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ kó mọ̀ fẹnu kan ọba Ògbóni kò tọ́ sí lẹ́nu láti sọ wípé ọba Ògbóni lẹ́nu ẹ̀ kò tọ́ sí lẹ́nu wípé wọ́n ń ti ọba Ògbóni gbọ̀ngbọ̀n tí ò bá ń ṣe ohun tó sọ wípé wọ́n ń ti ọba Ògbóni gbọ̀ngbọ̀n lọ wo 2001 ẹ̀wọ̀n nǹkan tójú tiẹ̀ náà rí bí Gani Adams ṣe jẹ́ OPC tó dá sílẹ̀ tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n fi jẹ olórí níbẹ̀ tó láwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ nìbàdàn tó ní lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó ní káàkiri gbogbo ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà òun láyé àwọn tó jẹ́ olórí ṣe ń pè wípé wá bá wa sọ pipeline wá bá wa dúró síbi nítorí pé ó jẹ́ jagunjagun sóyè ní pé kò wá lẹ́nu láti sọ fún ọba Ògbóni torí pé nígbà ìwáṣẹ̀ tí ọba bá fẹ́ jẹ àwọn Ògbóni ló máa ṣe orò fún ọba wáyé tí Gani Adams wá lẹ́nu láti máa sọ wípé ọba Ògbóni kan ṣe báyìí jẹ́ lótìtọ́ ni Gani Adams yanu ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ jáde wípé ipò ń ju àwọn ọba kan lọ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àárọ̀ sílùú ẹ̀ àárọ̀ sílé wípé ọba àlú ẹ̀ nípò Gani Adams jù lọ
ìyẹn Ààrẹ
Ọ̀nà Kakanfò tó jẹ ọba àlú ẹ̀ ló jù lọ nítorí pé tá a bá wò ó nígbà ìwáṣẹ̀ tí ọba àlú bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ tàbí bí wọ́n bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ fún ọba Ògbóni nǹkan tí Gani Adams fi sọ̀rọ̀ awọ ẹkùn tán lò nígbà ìwáṣẹ̀ tó lò kò tọ́ sí kò yẹ kó fi sọ̀rọ̀.
You see that?
èyí tí wọ́n fi sọ̀rọ̀ fún
bẹ́ẹ̀ni kò yẹ kó fi sọ̀rọ̀
gẹ́gẹ́ bí Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà
ìran Ògbóni ló ń fi awọ ẹkùn ṣe orò.
You see that?
tí o bá sọ́ra ntí yóò yẹ ká tú lórí afẹ́fẹ́ a máa tú.
You hear that?
torí wípé Ògbóni ti dákẹ́ Ògbóni ò sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n fi Ògbóni ta yín tí ẹnì kankan bá ṣe tán tó bá fẹ́ ṣe interview tó bá mú tògbóni bọnu nǹkan tí ẹni tó ń sọ nǹkan tí ò yẹ kó sọ tójú ẹ̀ máa ń rí ojú ẹ̀ á rí torí wípé gbogbo ẹ tó bá sọ wípé ìṣẹ̀ṣe ò sí bí ìtàtijọ́ irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ilẹ̀ á pa mi ẹni tó bá sọ wípé ẹ̀sìn àwọn baba wa ò sí bí ìtàtijọ́ irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ á jí kò ní lè sọ̀rọ̀ torí wípé àwa Ògbóni ẹ máa rí wípé tí oníbàbá wàásù bá Ògbóni títẹ̀yìn bá wàásù bá Ògbóni a kì í sọ̀rọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ní tí a bá sún ewúrẹ́ tó bá kan ìgiri àtàgbọ́ àti olówó ẹ̀ now ẹ jọ nígbà tí Gani Adams lanu tó sọ wípé
àwọn yìí ṣe oyè
òun ò kì í ṣẹgbẹ́ àwọn ọba kan nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ jọ ṣẹ́rí wípé ìkọjá yìí pátápátá ni nítorí wípé àkọ́kọ́ ìran jagunjagun kan kò kì í jọba
ìran ọmọ ọba kan kì í
kò kì í jagun sóye Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò tí wọ́n fún Gani Adams sóye àwọn oyè tí mo dárúkọ síwájú yìí tí wọ́n bá fún àwọn tí mo dárúkọ yìí oyè ilẹ̀ Yorùbá Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò lè dúró lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wọn nígbà ìfẹ́ náà dẹ̀ ti ń jẹ́ gbogbo oyè tí mo dárúkọ yìí ibi tí ojúmọ́ ti ń bọ́ wálé ayé náà ti ń jẹ́ torí pé àwọn oyè yìí àwọn ní oyè ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wáyé tí Gani Adams tí ò ní fọwọ́ ẹ̀ síbi tọ́wọ́ ń gbé túnye ṣé tí wọ́n á rí mi ò dá lẹ́bi torí pé àwọn kábíyèsí wa àwọn ọba aládé mo tún pe kábíyèsí sí àkíyèsí kábíyèsí ọ̀nìrìsà olórí aládé gbogbo lágbára Elédùmarè gbogbo ẹ tó bá ní kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pẹ́ lórí àpèrè yín irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ò ní pẹ́. gbogbo.
One thing I know for sure that I am not too clear of is we need to check if Gani Adams is a member of the Ogboni fraternity, or was he accidentally initiated into the Ogboni fraternity and not that he was born into the fraternity itself, which I doubt, because there is something that I know very well about the Ogboni fraternity. The Ogboni fraternity are well-disciplined people, and yes, they control literally every affairs in every society. Their counterpart in the UK, the Freemasons, are everywhere. But one thing about the Ogboni fraternity is that you don't talk them down and you don't attack one of them, because an attack on one of them is an attack on all. So, you see, are we really going to see a situation whereby we've entered another realm of discussion now that Iba Gani Adams Totiyajusi Oba Ogboni that was arrested? Because if Gani Adams is truly an Ogboni man, he probably would have been the man that will secretly be talking to the police. And you never can say what the Ogboni fraternity are secretly doing behind. It does not matter whether it is Reformed Ogboni fraternity, ROF, or Ogboni Ibile. Reformed Ogboni fraternity is a breakaway from Ogboni Ibile. They are all the same. Their doctrine is practically the same. It is the same doctrine like the Freemasons as well. Now, let's check. See, because now Gani Adams suddenly jumped into the Yoruba agitation too. And that was the beginning of my own fight. You see, I was consciously and professionally following Professor Banji Akintoye because we made it big and because Professor Banji Akintoye this same time last year, especially just in March before the lockdown in London, in the UK, when everything exploded. Yes, Professor Banji Akintoye was given the Nigerian government a nightmare, and we were fighting everything based on an intellectual capacity, intellectual might, no fracas, no head-on confrontation, presentation of papers. And then suddenly, when the momentum gathered its desired results and it spread all over the whole world, then cracks started filtering into the Yoruba World Congress, led by Banji Akintoye. Before no time, Banji Akintoye created a faction of Yoruba World Congress, to which they call those ones Yoruba World Congress Diaspora International. And then subsequently, Banji Akintoye then dissolved Yoruba World Congress. And the moment the crack came in, then Gani Adams quickly shot up. Then Gani Adams, obviously through the interview that was organized, courtesy of Tajuddin Rahim at the time, the leader of the Yoruba World Congress here in the UK and in Europe, because Banji Akintoye gave Engineer Tajuddin Rahim the mandate to start Yoruba World Congress UK and in Europe. They destroyed it. That gave Gani Adams the privilege after that interview, to which I drafted in Abike Ade into it, to interview Gani Adams. I was scheduled to conduct the interview, but because the interview was to be conducted in Yoruba, I said no, Abike Ade should do this, and I quickly linked Abike Ade up. Because when people twist events that I am still alive, I am really mad. Then Gani Adams saw the opportunity of the Yoruba agitation to make money, and he quickly came into it, and he started dislodging everyone. Dislodged Banji Akintoye, and I said, "But I am warning you guys, don't put your hands in my mouth. You do that, I will bite your fingers." Because Gbogbo bí Gani Adams àti àwọn group as at that time bọ́n ṣe gbìmọ̀ pọ̀ tó sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní milky diaspora kan bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní dá owó. Now I have the evidence. I've not used it since last year. Ẹ bá ti ọwọ́ bọ̀ mí lẹ́nu because pẹ̀tẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ ta nà ní àbàrá ni ẹni tó bá bà kó má fi ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. And I'm warning each and every one of you. The same way that every small organizations will sprang up under Banji Akintoye, and then the whole purpose and the idea was to come over to the diaspora because they know that there is enough population of Yoruba descendants that are abroad. That's why you see other people now, you see them, they are now fighting over money. Every one of them. Oh, this one embezzled 15 million. I'm still going to keep something very secret. And I'm still waiting for that day when I'm going to use the weapon. In this same Yoruba agitation. For me, the way I see the agitation and the way I thought the agitation should be fought, it's not through many of you that are in the diaspora. Àwọn kan náà kó owó Nàìjíríà jẹ, àwọn kan ní owó yẹn ní Nàìjíríà, àwọn leaders kan ní owó yẹn ní Nàìjíríà, àwọn gangan ló yẹ ká negotiate, àwọn politicians tó ti mi owó dáadáa, àwọn gangan ló yẹ ká negotiate pẹ̀lú pé ó yá bàbá ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe kíní, àwọn náà máa gbé owó sílẹ̀. Listen, I will mention one name here. Chief Boyega Adejumo. Mogaji Boyega Adejumo. They caused friction. See, there was a friction caused between Boyega Adejumo, myself, and Banji Akintoye, to which I supported Banji Akintoye, because that was not fair on Banji Akintoye. But for me, as at that time, Boyega Adejumo knew more than I knew as at that time. It is only now I'm beginning to see the level of discussion that I had with Boyega Adejumo as at that time. Especially with Banji Akintoye. The same Boyega Adejumo enlightened us that anyone, any leader of any of the Yoruba groups asking Yoruba diaspora for money, or they should put money into this account, is a fraud. that what Yorubas in diaspora need doing is we open up a special dedicated account abroad. That was exactly what the Israelis did, and they're still doing it up to today. And the fund is not even managed by any Jews or Israelis. It is managed by people that are outside their realms. And the purpose of that is because if the state of Israel is in need of an urgent cash in case of war, that is where the money will be taken from. And there are signatories to the account. The signatories to the account, they don't even have access because the account is managed by fund managers that they don't know, and they can never release money. And before money can be released, it has to go through bureaucracy. But this is a situation whereby Gani Adams wants you to contribute money, and they said, oh, this is an account meant for the Yoruba people. Banji Akintoye will come. Others will say, oh, this is GoFundMe for Yoruba people. Fraud. All of their radio stations, all of their online broadcasters, now agitators, they call themselves agitators. They are all fraudsters. And I am indulging you as Yoruba people. Don't put your money there. It's fraud. They will come in different forms. Now, Igboho came in. You all know exactly what happened to Igboho and Koiki and the rest of it. Money donated. Some people say, oh, Koiki said it is not for agitation, it is for his own Koiki media. Fraud everywhere. Fraud everywhere. I don't know the Taju you are talking about. If you've been listening to some podcast, they said I am part of the. I won't. If you are talking about Tajuddin, engineer Tajuddin Rahim, it's not. I know him very, very well. It's not. And as a matter of fact, he is even spending his own money in his own group, because it is something I know, and I will defend him to the last. If engineer Tajuddin Rahim is who you are referring to, take him out. Yet a coin. He's not. Stop believing what hopeless people are talking about out there. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's all about money. December last year, Silvano Sly knows. I told them. I told you people December last year that this year your agitation will take a different level when money comes in. Because money will come in, and then a lot of people will want to be milking money from everyone. I don't know about what you're saying, Ajendu Oludare, that Koiki is effective and he deserves every penny that he receives from the Yoruba agitation. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything. Igbo only came into the agitation in October because of the Ibarakwa thing. He knew nothing. Many people were not very happy when I came, and I said, fine. Look, he wouldn't have gone into this problem if he concentrated on fighting the Fulanis. and not get himself involved in agitation. Now, it got to a situation whereby it is only Professor Banji Akintoye and Sunday Igboho's face. That's dangerous. Now, see the damage. They built his first house, his second house. Somebody that's dying with them, the housewarming of his second home, there were prominent politicians at the housewarming. Omishori was there, everyone was there. Now, have you heard Femi Fani-Kayode saying anything? When Femi Fani-Kayode visited Igboho in his house, I said, hey, I came on here and I said, okay, you are entertaining Femi Fani-Kayode. They've sent him to come and spy. Frank does not know what he's saying. Yeah. Frank does not know anything he's saying. Femi Fani-Kayode was not in Igboho's house for fun. He was there to spy on the architecture and everything that is inside the house. Igboho shouldn't have landed himself in the agitation. The agitation was too big of a project for the likes of Sunday Igboho. See? What it today between one fait today by saying. Yeah, thank you, Yomi Bakari. Yes, you are right. I will support you with that, Esther Adeton Iwetuga. Igboho had never asked for any donations at all. It's never. I totally support that. He was genuinely fighting the agitation, but his coming on to the agitation was from a bad front. Had Igboho never dined with politicians, and they know him too well as one of them, it would have been nice. You see, everything they've given him, they've taken back. The first house, the second house. They even killed people on him. They've taken them back. They saw Igboho, oh, Iwo to ti bá wa jẹ, to ti jẹ nínú gbogbo everything wa. Okay, I'll teach a lesson. I streamed it, or I continue to hatch all their plans they had for him. Before, it was throwing some heavy kilograms of cocaine through his fence, and then prepared a warrant of arrest. I exposed that because I foiled it. They stopped that. Nigerian government is a government of the mafians. See? Now, before we begin to bring this stream to an end, episode 81 of The Bleeding Edge. The time in London is 17:06 London time. It's been a marvelous journey today. Now, I want you to see this picture. You know this picture. He left Father Mbaka and an Igbo man who suddenly became a Fulani. See? The differences between them is that the turbaned Igbo man, now a Fulani man, is nursing 2023 presidential ambition. The one on the left assisted the Fulani oligarch in installing a dead fake latex Muhammadu Buhari back in 2019. And now he's living to regret it. Anyway, now look at this. This man is called Eze Nwachukwu. What can you make of this picture? The emirs. Look at a top high Eze in Igbo land coming, kneeling down, see, kneeling down in front of the emir, no shoes. You sold yourselves. That's how you sell yourselves, guys. This is what we get. See, the same people who refuse to educate their children. See them? Yes. Yes, you can actually call in. Ajendu Oludare. Yeah, you can. The number to call, I displayed it earlier on. If you want to contribute, that is the number to call. Plus 4420818004333. Let's have some interaction with ourselves. I'll leave the number on for anyone who wants to call in. Yeah, the number is there. You're free to call in. Yes. Ajendu, you can call in. Wadike Eberechukwu. You said this one is a Mumu man. Yeti Queen, you said you saw it on social media. Such a shame to the Igbos. James Ognowo, you said the Fulani slave. Esther Adetong Ewetuga, all for money. Lord, let your kingdom come quickly. Latif Oladipo Usman, you said tomorrow Boko Haram. Yomi Bakari, you say saboteur. Yomi Bakari, you said unbelievable. My show has always been interactive. It's just that I displayed the number earlier on. I think what I'm going to do next is put the number up permanently in front of the stream so that if you like to call in, you can call in and then make your own contribution. Yeti Queen, you said, take it or leave it. Nigeria will disintegrate. It's just sitting on a keg of gunpowder which could explode anytime. Guys, let's bring the stream to an end. Yes, I have been on. I've taken my time to actually, yes, I think I'll be back up next coming Sunday. I hope to be streaming once in a week now so that I can concentrate more on other things. Yes, guys, it's been a marvelous pleasure to have you on my stream today. Thank you all for watching. I value you and I so much honor each and every one of you. Yes, let's bring the stream to an end. It is 17:11 Today, Sunday, the 18th day of the 7th month of July 2021. Enjoy the rest of the day, and you have a great week ahead. Thank you all for watching the stream. Thank you, and God bless you. Goodbye. Okay.